I'm going to answer those quiz questions over the reproductive system, and these are the diagrams I drew to answer a couple of questions in the list. And so question number 1, the compare and contrast spermatogenesis and oogenesis. So spermatogenesis and oogenesis are both the processes of producing sex gametes. So spermatogenesis is the production of sperms in the testes, and oogenesis is the production of eggs in the ovaries. Question number 2, draw a diagram of the male reproductive system and label the parts and describe each organ's functions. So this is the male reproductive system. So we have some external organs as well as internal organs. So internal organs, the major sex organs is the testes here. So testes is the primary sex organs that produce sperms, and superior to the testes we have the epididymis and just a long cover, thin tube cover. So epididymis just where sperm matures as it passes through the epididymis, and there is the vas deferens, the long tube, long tract to the ejaculatory duct. So they transport sperm from the testes and pass the epididymis and go through the vas deferens to be transported to the ejaculatory ducts. And here there is some seminal vesicles. Seminal vesicles. So seminal vesicles is where, well, they produce the bit of some alkaline fluids. So these alkaline fluids that can neutralize the acidic nature of uterus and also the female vagina, so they can protect sperms. And those fluids also have some fructose that provides the sperm with some energy. And here, this is the prostate glands that secretes sort of milky fluid that will become most of the part of the semen, and that just is there will be the nutrient for sperms. And we have bladder here, and the external organs we have a scrotum here where they protect the testes by regulating their temperature, so keeping the temperature at the optimal temperature for the sperms. And the penis here that transports urine and semen to the outer side of the body. And then that's it. So, and question number 3, draw a diagram of the female reproductive system, label the parts and describe the function of each part. So this is the female reproductive system. So they also have some internal organs as well as the external organs. So internal organs, the major sex organ is ovary here, so where the egg is produced. And once the egg is produced, there will be moved to the transport to the fallopian tubes here. So they transport the egg from the ovary, and that also provides some very optimal, the suitable environment for fertilization. So the eggs will be fertilized in the fallopian tube, and the fertilized egg will be transported to the uterus. So it will be nurtured, the fertilized egg will be nurtured and then will be developed in the uterus during the pregnancy. And there is a vagina here, and the cervix and vagina here. So the vagina is just that extends from the uterus to the outside of the body, and it is responsible for the sexual intercourse, where the male penis is received and is also responsible for the childbirth. So the baby will be coming through the vagina and they will be born. And then we have the external organs here. So this is the labia minora. So that includes that just well, they protect the clitoris and some other reproductive organs. And there is a labia majora, so they also just covers those other organs. So basically both labia minora and labia majora, they both protect those vaginal openings and some organs here. And this is the clitoris, and clitoris has a lot of the sensory nerve, those sensory fibers, so we can feel the pleasure. So basically it just acts like a male penis. And that's all we have in the system. And question number 4, describe what factors change during the menstrual cycle as well as conditions that lead to menopause. So the menstrual cycle, so that has during the menstrual cycle there is a change in the hormones and like both the ovarian hormones and also the pituitary hormones. So these ovarian hormones includes estrogen and progesterone, and these other the pituitary hormones just includes the FSH, the follicle stimulating hormones, and LH, so the luteinizing hormones. So the hormones will be the level of the hormones will be changing as the menstrual cycle develops. And the other thing is the egg will be matured, so there is egg will be developing as well, and the wall of the lining of the uterus, so the endometrial walls that will be thickened, and as the menstrual cycle moves, and then well, they are just the wall is getting thickening because they are preparing the optimal, they are just making everything optimal for the fertilization. So the wall will be thickened, and then after there is no fertilization. After at the end of the menstrual cycle, it will be just the thinning. So just the thickness of the endometrial wall will be changing as well as menstrual cycle goes. And menopause is just when the eggs is not well produced anymore, and the hormones changes, and as those cycles decrease, that the cycle will be very irregular, and one day just stops, the egg is not produced anymore, then it will lead to the menopause. And question number 5, list and describe 4 types of contraceptive and explain how effective each type of the contraceptive and at preventing the spread of sexually transmitted infections. So we have like a mechanical barriers, like a female and male condoms, so that just covers the organs. And we have the chemical barriers, including the spermicides, like creams and foams and jellies stuffs. Those can kill the sperms. And then we have some combined hormone contraceptive, like basically it's the pills, the birth control pills, and some patches as well. And the last we have some the intrauterine the device, so IUDs such as Mirena. So those devices will be implanted in the female and then female organs, so that just release the hormones that regulates the the hormone changes the menstrual cycles. They just think we are kind of in the pregnancy, so the egg is not fertilized, the egg is not produced anymore and stuff. So this IUD device contraceptive. So, but among those the contraceptive method, but the only effective method that can prevent the STI, so those sexually transmitted infection, is those mechanical barriers like a female or male condoms. So that's the only forms that can prevent, and we can then prevent the STI. Then we can be protected against those disease.